How we doing, Jokers? My name is Oscar Rihanna. I am currently the varsity wrestling coach for Lakewood High School. I wrestled from 2001 to 2005. I was a 3-time district finalist, 2-time champion, 3-time region place winner, 2-time finalist, 1-time champion. I was a 3-time state qualifier, place winner, 7th, 8th. I'm also a freestyle state champion and a Greco-Roman finalist. I started wrestling for Coach Perez the break of my freshman year. That summer I met him at a wrestling tournament actually in Jackson. Never forget it. I had just finished my match. It wasn't that great. I believe I was tech fault. My head coach had gone up to Coach Perez, seen him coaching, and asked if he'd be interested in coming on board for our high school program. Perez came on board right away. I didn't know much about him. The only thing I knew is that the guy loved wrestling, loved coaching wrestling. I never really viewed Coach Perez so much as like a regular coach. Every coach I've had, I had different relationships with, and I would say Coach Perez was the bond that I had that was more like the bond you develop with a teammate. And I mean that because Coach Perez spent a lot of time on the mat with me. He wrestled with me, and that was, I think, the biggest difference in my wrestling freshman year. I got pinned in the first round of districts, quarterfinals. But I love to wrestle, and that's what Coach Perez cared about. He never cared about, what your accolades or, what he thought your potential was. He just cared about if you wanted to do it and how bad you wanted to do it. When I met him, we hit the ground running. We started wrestling via our wrestling club in Lakewood, which was called Central Jersey Wrestling Club, aka Team Hammer. Coach Perez came on as one of our coaches there prior to the season. We started working a lot one-on-one, and the growth I made in that 1 year was astounding. I went from being an unconfident, doubtful type of wrestler who went out there and just tried to win on big moves, and I wouldn't go through the match of gutting it out. That's why I can say my wrestling was not that. When I met Coach Perez, that's what we focused on, getting good foundational wrestling to a person that believed that I could beat anybody if I stuck to my game plan. And I think that was the biggest impact Coach Perez had on me. Coach Perez was hands-on. The feel that he would get from wrestling with me was ultimately what made me a better wrestler. It was the small details that I was missing, and that's what Coach Perez brought to my wrestling. I would highly suggest, if you're at any level, to reach out to Coach Perez, because his attitude is not, how good are you, what your accolades are, it's how bad do you want it and how hard are you willing to work for it. And that's the best way I could put into words what Coach Perez meant to my life. When I think of our fondest memories, many people might, think it was maybe after a big win or, earning a state medal, but ultimately it was when I lost in quarterfinals of states my senior year. And that was the first time in my life ever when I realized that I would not be a state champion, which had always been my goal. And it was hard to come to terms with that. I recall losing the match and walking over to the locker room and just hysterically crying, sadness, disappointment. And Coach Perez didn't say much. He stood by there. He let me have my moment. And he was there to wipe the tears off my eyes and tell me it's time to get back to work. That we still had to get on that podium. I'll never forget those words. I'm so thankful that I listened and I was able to finish out that day on the podium. In Joker Wrestling, Coach Perez's philosophy is never to fit you into a mold of a wrestling style. The truth is, every person is different. Every person has a secret talent, a hidden ingredient, and that's what Joker Wrestling is going to bring out of you. When I think of the wild card style, I think, how can Coach Perez get you from where you are now to where you want to be? That's the wild card style. What was the biggest impact Coach Perez had on my life? Well, giving me the tool to be able to pursue a better life. I'm the first college graduate from my family, first point to attend college. I graduated from Springfield College, and I now currently have a master's degree from Georgian Core University, and I'm gifted to have the job that I get to live every day, which is a high school guidance counselor and a wrestling coach. So again, don't be afraid to go out to Joker Wrestling Club and let Coach Perez give you the tools you need to succeed not only on the mat, but off the mat and for lifelong. Coach Perez will be my lifelong friend forever.